We'll move on to Mr. Barney Thorpe.
With all the controversy in the recent weeks concerning the Marion County Public Schools, my head and also my heart wouldn't allow me to remain silent any longer. I want to share a comment that I posted in the Lebanon Enterprise online in regards to their article about special education student abuse. And I titled that comment, "Just Imagine." Just imagine what courage it takes for an autistic child to go to school. Just imagine that child is left alone in a room with the lights turned off, the door closed during a fire alarm drill at school. Just imagine the fear that that student must have felt at that moment. Just imagine that you were that student's grandfather. Just imagine that someone directly responsible for those that did this shameful act claiming to be a victim. Just know these special needs students may be silent, but they certainly are not stupid. They deserve our support. They deserve our respect. Enough already. My name is Barney Thorpe. My name is not important. What is important that I am the grandfather of a Marion County High School student who happens to have the autism disorder. My grandson continues to pursue his deceased mother's dream of graduating from high school. His mother was a dedicated special education teacher in Marion County until her untimely death due to cancer in 2010. Many of us pledged our support to her to continue her son's educational pursuit and thus making her dream come true. My grandson's educational journey through Glasscock Elementary School and Lebanon Middle School was challenging but rewarding and well supported. Their instructors were trained and understood how to cope with the students with the autistic disorder and how to advance that student's educational pursuit. There's a couple of important facts about autistic children that I want to mention at this point. I'm sure that all the parents and grandparents of autistic children will agree with me on the truth of these two facts. The first is that sensory breaks are an absolute essential in the special needs children's educational routine. These breaks allow the child to step away from the overpowering task at hand and thus avoiding most major meltdowns of emotions. Second point, an autistic child doesn't lie about anything. They may have a broken way of expressing their point, but they don't lie. They don't know how to lie. In fact, they're almost honest to a fault. I knew that our grandson's challenges would be greater and much tougher as he started the high school chapter of his life. His transition from the middle school to his first year of high school went well. That was because all the necessary and proper procedures according to his IEP were followed. Unfortunately, in his sophomore year, there were staff changes were made, and the remaining instructors and student aides at Marion County High School were grossly undertrained. Many were unqualified to nurture, to develop, and to assist the special needs students. All of this ill-fated school campus activity during the school year of 2012-13 was under the leadership of Mr. Chuck Hamilton, Marion County Public School Superintendent, and of Mr. Stacy Hall, the Marion County High School Principal. Several rash and undoing decisions, such as eliminating the sensory breaks, rewards, and privileges of those special needs students, were implemented at the school. My grandson was assigned an absolute, untrained, uncaring, disrespectful environmental aide who taunted my grandson with hurtful remarks instead of helping him to strive for understanding the regular classroom activity. In February of 2013, my grandson was trying to complete a tough regular computer class assignment. His environmental aide kept interfering with his computer entries. My grandson didn't understand, nor did he appreciate the interference. He began to get upset. He got up and was starting to leave the classroom. At that point, he was escorted to the office. While he was there, the school began their fire alarm drill. He was left over 15 minutes sitting in that room alone, with the lights turned off, with the door closed. Isn't it the law to clear the building of all students, not just some, during the fire drill? As long as he knew what was going on, my grandson would have complied. My grandson had no idea what was happening to him, but he did realize that the alarm meant danger. Needless to say that he was terrified by the time those assigned to his well-being returned to the room. My grandson was extremely distraught and was told, "You settle down or you may get tasered." My grandson may be silent, but he's certainly not deaf, nor is he stupid. He knew exactly what that threat meant. As the intimidation increased, my grandson's fears increased, and the manhandling began. He was wrestled to the floor by 3 grown men. Anyone trained to handle autistic children know, without exception, you do not manhandle these children during the meltdown unless they're in dire danger of hurting themselves or others. You watch them, you follow them, but you don't touch them. Actually, your touch can be extremely painful to them. They can experience serious health issues and even death due to this kind of unnecessary, brutal manhandling. These are not rumors, these are facts that are documented. There also were witnesses to this event. Not only was Mr. Stacy Hall directly responsible for the Marion County High School staff members who participated in this horrible, inhumane act of cruelty, but he personally participated in the manhandling of my grandson. 3 grown men held my grandson down while he cried, while he trembled, and while he begged for help. The only witness who was not intimidated into silence by Stacy Hall was my grandson's angelic mother in heaven. Her parental plea went unanswered, and her tears fell from heaven as she witnessed these men destroying all the years of educational progress made by her son. My grandson's love for school was gone. He now associated it with mistreatment and mistrust. My heart aches for all the parents of our special needs students. Hadn't life dealt them harsh enough challenge with this child's disorder without subjecting them now to untrained, insensitive instructors? We do need to expect more from our educational systems. That's why I was blown away with Stacy Hall claiming to be a victim instead of a villain in the pending lawsuit. His actions definitely defines hypocrisy. Mr. Stacy Hall was the very person who hired Holly Buckman. Mr. Stacy Hall was the very one that brought her to Marion County High School. Mr. Stacy Hall was the very one that introduced her to room 126. My sole purpose for speaking up tonight is to share our heartbreaking experience with other families and to let them know that the previous school administration under Chuck Hamilton and Stacy Hall's watch allowed these misguided mistreatments of our children. Our family members were advised by Chuck Hamilton to keep these happenings and the follow-up discussions to ourselves. He said Marion County didn't need a Bardstown incident in our county. I believe he was referring to a pending lawsuit over mishandling of special needs students in Nelson County. Our current Marion County Public School Superintendent, Delora Schlosser, inherited quite a mess in our flawed educational system. She inherited a good old boys club in which if you're in the clique, you can do no wrong. And if you're not in the clique, then you're browbeat and you're bullied by those that are in the clique. I applaud her to Laura's unpopular to some yet necessary steps to turn the attention back toward quality education for our students with rules and responsibilities. The recent removal and replacement of certain school personnel were both positive and much needed steps in refocusing the spotlight on our future, our children. Business as usual was not effective and certainly was not fair. Delora and our school board members have made more personnel changes than some folks thought necessary. What we need to realize is that each person's case is more than likely different. There are many reasons that factor into personnel changes. Some opt for retirement. Some may want to change of pace in their job assignments. Some may want to seek other vocations. Some may be rearranged to strengthen the educational team. And some may be removed for poor performance. These poor performers often lash out the loudest in retaliation. In every case, there must be strong, documented steps that lead up to these departure points. Anyone who runs a business or works for a business knows that without these legal, documented steps, dismissal can often be reversed and compensated for accordingly. We need to trust that our current school administration followed these proper procedures. They cannot legally or morally share the supportive information with us due to privacy laws, but rest assured they do have to share them with the proper ruling authorities. No one is above the law. No one. In closing, I want to thank all of you for allowing me to voice my thoughts, my opinions, my grandson's story. I understand how flustered many of you are feeling. My family and I have been there and remain constantly on our guard. My grandson's sophomore year, under the leadership of Chuck Hamilton and Stacy Hall, was a year of living hell. His junior year, under the leadership of Delora Schlosser and Michael Abel, was a year of welcome care and compassion for a student doing his best. Many thanks to Mr. Montrell Irvin for everything that he does to encourage and support my grandson. What an awesome experience it is to see my grandson smile again and to hear him say, "I love to go to school." My family couldn't ask for any more progress than that. With the new school year only a few weeks away from its beginning, I pray that we could refocus on our children's educational needs. We must get past this blame game in which there will be no winners. We'll all lose with this emotional mayhem. But without redirecting our efforts and our energies into a common community front, the biggest losers will be our children. My message to the parents of autistic children is this: you need not deny your child the opportunity to advance themselves within our society through pursuing a formal education. Their educational pursuit need not be limited to only homeschooling, but should move center stage to the public setting. You are their rock. Allow your child to reach high. Their eyes define their efforts. Their hearts define their dreams. My message to the public school administrators and educators is prepare yourself and your public school facilities for these special needs students. One with 1 out of every 68, the number's getting higher or lower, in America, your public school officials with these special needs children. Oh, I'm sorry. With 1 out of every 68 children in America having autism spectrum disorder, they are coming. Their numbers will only increase. Statistics show that every grade level in every elementary school in America now has at least one child with autism. 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, Chuck Hamilton and Stacy Hall were warned of the need to properly prepare for these children's arrival. They ignored the warnings and left many roadblocks in place to undermine these children's request for a proper education. Our current school administration must continue their efforts to prepare themselves and prepare our public school facilities to properly embrace and educate these special needs students. It's your sworn duty, but more importantly, it's the right thing to do. After all, isn't this America? Isn't this the land of liberty and justice for all? We need to push forward together and get the job done. Our children deserve no less than our best efforts. We can do this, Marion County. We must. Enough already. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tharp, and Ms. Beard's comments.
I want to say one thing also, that as I said to you, thank you for your patience to go through the process to get on this agenda. Thank you for bringing that to us tonight.
Quite well.
And you back there too.
Again, thank you very much, Mr. Thurr, for your comments tonight.
Quite well.
I'll move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.